The last time America faced an economic clash of this magnitude, lives were shaken overnight, fortunes flipped hands, retirement accounts vanished, and the ripple didn't stop at our borders, it swept across the globe. Now here we are again. History isn't just repeating, it's knocking louder than ever. On one side, leaders are selling a story of strength, claiming growth is unstoppable, jobs are solid, markets are strong, and if we just lower taxes, loosen rates, and fuel the economy with easy money, prosperity will keep flowing. But on the other side, the warnings are growing louder. Debt levels we once thought impossible are piling higher. Inflation still bites, and cracks in the foundation of America's financial system are spreading in ways that can no longer be ignored. This isn't just about numbers on a chart. It's a battle of visions. One promises comfort today, the other warns of sacrifice for tomorrow. Both can't win, and whichever path America chooses, it will not only shape Wall Street or Washington, it will shape your future, your family's security, your wealth, your life. So let's break this down, piece by piece, because what's unfolding in 2025 could redefine the destiny of every American household. Think back to every major turning point in American history: the Great Depression, the oil shocks of the 1970s, the dot-com crash, the housing collapse in 2008. Each moment started with the same story. Leaders promised growth, optimism filled the air, and then reality hit. And the same pattern is forming now. On one side of this clash, the promise sounds bold and appealing. The economy is resilient, markets are strong, jobs are growing, all we need is tax relief, lower interest rates, and America stays on top. It's a vision of comfort, more money in your paycheck, more growth in the market, more opportunity today. But on the other side, economists and financial veterans are sounding alarms. We're drowning in debt. The government is spending far beyond its means. If this continues, the dollar weakens, inflation surges, and America risks a storm bigger than a typical recession. Two visions, two futures, and both can't be right. The tension here is more than political noise, it's deeply personal, because every decision at the top filters down to you, your savings, your mortgage, your job security, your ability to retire with dignity. And history tells us something else. Every time these clashes happen, wealth doesn't shift slowly, it shifts violently. In the 1970s, inflation crushed the middle class while gold soared. In 2000, the internet bubble destroyed portfolios while new industries emerged. In 2008, the housing collapse wiped out millions of families, while those who saw it early built empires. That's the reality of financial turning points. They don't treat everyone equally. Some lose everything. Others build lasting wealth. And now, in 2025, we are standing at the edge of another collision. The promises are louder, the warnings are sharper, and the stakes? Higher than ever before. Here's the uncomfortable truth. America is running on borrowed time and borrowed money. The national debt is now in the tens of trillions, numbers so massive most people can't even picture them. It's like stacking credit cards on top of credit cards and never paying the bill. Every time leaders promise tax cuts or big new spending, it feels good in the short run. More money in your pocket, more stimulus in the economy. But behind that promise lies the hidden cost. When Washington collects less but spends more, the gap has to be filled, and that gap is filled with borrowing, endless borrowing. Printing, lending, stacking IOUs on the backs of future generations. But here's the part that hits home. This isn't just numbers on a government spreadsheet. It lands in your life. Higher grocery bills, rising rent, bigger mortgage payments, credit card rates climbing, student loans that never seem to shrink. Inflation doesn't care who's in office. It doesn't care about party politics. It just eats away quietly, $1 at a time, until your savings buy less, your retirement account feels smaller, and your paycheck stretches thinner. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve is caught in a dangerous balancing act. If they raise rates, borrowing slows, inflation cools, but businesses suffer. Jobs freeze, the stock market panics. If they cut rates, The economy breathes for a while, but debt balloons and inflation threatens to explode again. It's a no-win situation. Fire on one side, ice on the other. And history has shown what happens when these cracks are ignored. Nations that pushed their debts too far eventually faced collapse. Currencies devalued, banks failed, ordinary citizens paid the highest price. The United States is not just any country. The dollar is the backbone of global trade, the world's reserve currency. But even giants can stumble under the weight of their own promises. And right now, that weight is heavier than at any time in our history. This is where everything comes together. Because what we're facing in 2025 isn't just policy debates or campaign slogans. It's a test of survival for the American dream itself. If the promises win out, cheaper taxes, easier money, quick growth, it may feel good for a season, but sooner or later that bill comes due. And when it does, the cost is devastating. If the warnings prove true, and debt keeps climbing, inflation bites harder, then every paycheck, every savings account, every 401k, every dream for the future gets tested. And the biggest danger? Most people won't see it until it's too late. Think back. The crash of '29, the oil shocks of the '70s, the collapse of 2008. Ordinary Americans were caught off guard every single time. They trusted the system would hold. Until it didn't. But those who paid attention, those who prepared, they weren't just survivors. They came out stronger. They built wealth in the middle of chaos. And that's the point we're standing at today. 2025 isn't just another year. It's a tipping point. A fork in the road where one decision, one wrong move, could trigger a chain reaction across the entire global economy. Markets know it. Banks feel it. Everyday Americans sense it. The question is, will you act on it? Because here's the truth. Ignoring the signs is no longer an option. When the storm hits, it doesn't wait for permission. It just arrives. So now the choice is yours. Do you prepare to protect your wealth, your family, your future before the wave crashes? Or do you watch from the sidelines hoping it passes, while everything you've worked for is put at risk? This showdown isn't just about politics, it's about survival. It's about opportunity. And it's about whether you rise with the shift or get swept away by it. So here's the truth. No matter how loud the debates get in Washington, no matter how sharp the headlines sound on Wall Street, the real power isn't out there. It's right here with you. The ultimate plan is not about chasing hype or reacting in fear or waiting for someone else to fix it. It's about building a shield and a strategy for your own financial future. Step 1 is awareness. See the storm for what it is. Don't get lost in slogans or promises. Numbers don't lie, history doesn't lie. And both are warning us now. Step 2 is positioning. That means learning where the risks are, debt, inflation, rising rates, and where the opportunities hide when others panic. Every collapse creates winners and losers. Which side you land on is decided by what you do before the crash. Step 3 is resilience. This isn't about quick wins. It's about long-term protection. Safeguarding your savings, preparing your household, diversifying where your money lives, and refusing to be caught unprepared like millions were in 2008. And finally, step 4 is vision. This isn't just about surviving a downturn. It's about using the shift as a launchpad. Every major turning point in history has built new fortunes for those who were ready. And this one, this clash of 2025, will be no different. The ultimate goal? To walk into the storm, not as a victim, but as someone ready, steady, and unshaken. Because you saw the signs, you planned ahead, and you turned crisis into opportunity. That's where the future is written. Not in the promises of leaders, but in the choices you make right now. So don't wait. Don't hope. Don't hesitate. Plan. Prepare. Position yourself. Because when the dust settles, the ones who moved early will own the future. The storm is building. The decisions made in the next year could change the course of America's economy for decades. The only question is, will you be ready when it hits? Stay tuned, because what's coming next may be the most important financial insight you'll hear this year.